Welcome on in. My name is Felicia. Welcome to Be So Light, where we are all about you being your light. So, what do? Where do we get started at? Are we having fun yet, lovelies? Are you having fun on this planet? Like I've said before, if I was queen, this would have all been over with long ago. We've already be celebrating. We'd already be living the lives that we're supposed to be living, not putting up with the show that we're seeing. So, there's a lot going on with the sun right now. And we kind of started talking about it in my private group on Signal. By the way, I highly suggest that you get Signal app onto your phones. Okay, get it, because they are hinting around if things go down in certain areas, that Signal app will be usable with the satellite so that you can make communication calls. So please get that Signal on your phone. The Signal app. So we're kind of talking about this thing about the sun, the fake sun, then Polaris, which is our real sun, and then we have the black sun that comes back in rotation I believe it's every 26,000 years or something. So we got on this subject about the fake sun, okay? How the fake sun is trying to replace the real sun. Well, first of all, let me just say this, and I can honestly say this with my soul and spirit intact. The fake sun will never replace the real sun because the real sun is made with plasma. It was created. It wasn't man-made, okay? So that sun that has been a part of our system is the one that's giving us the codes. So when we get these crazy people thinking that they can go put something up there that can mimic a sun, yeah, you can put something up there if you want that can mimic a sun. You did it last year in April when that stupid thing was going on. That solar eclipse. That wasn't a real solar eclipse. It was a weird one. And yeah, you can go ahead and put that mimic one up, but that mimic one does not have plasma. That mimic one is just mirror energy. That's all it is. It mirrors sunlight, but it's where they are trying to control it. But I also feel like that is where a lot of the problems are coming with the so-called fires, okay, from that, because it can be used like a laser. This is for all of those negative beings who think we don't know anything, okay, but we're too smart for them anyway. Isn't that right, lovelies? So I just got that information last night and then again this morning because there was a video that Empress had put out about the sun. There was parts of it that I agreed with, but then there was other parts of it I was like, no, because our sun is a living being. It's plasma. Okay, they haven't figured out how to make a sun have plasma. They're not that good. They're not that smart. Come on, these beings are too all about repeat. Okay, they can't do it. Okay, these are people that keep making the same Superman movies, keep recreating all these different movies, but they're the same movie theme all the time, but just different characters. That's their brain setup. They can't go any further than that. Okay, so they can do all they want, but the codes that we are receiving are coming from the real sun. Let's just get that straight right now, okay? So that if you come across stuff and people start trying to implant this so-called artificial sun theory, just know the codes we are getting are coming from the real sun. and they can't stop that. They don't have what it takes to stop it. They can't. They can dim all they want. They can cover cloud all they want. But this particular sun, the way our sun works, is going to penetrate all that because it's a living being. It's not artificial. What are we? We are divine intelligence. We're divine intelligence. Okay, we override artificial AI. Matter of fact, Chat GPT, we design that. We're designing it. Every time when we type in something on that, it goes in and it's a part of the feed. So it's not a smart thing. It knows how to talk to us because of what we're teaching it. We're teaching it how to respond to us. They're letting us do all the programming. So don't forget, this is where we got messed up in Atlantis. This is where we screwed up. We got too into the AI thing, and then the next thing you knew, they started messing with the molecules and blew us up. Set us all back. Okay? So we're not going that route again. Okay? One thing about soulless beings that I've learned is they never learn from their mistakes. They constantly keep doing the same thing over and over, repeating the same patterns. They never learn from their mistakes because they have no conscience. That's a soulless being. And they're always quick to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You say sorry all the time, but you're not learning. You do the same thing over and over. Same patterns over and over. Soulless being. NPC, if you want to call it that too. But hold on. So the last few days, I had hold on, do you know? Okay, so I had two songs that were coming up in my mind. How many of you remember the movie Mahogany with Billy D. Williams? With Billy D. Williams. Sorry, I digress. Oh, God, those were the days, man. That man was so... So how many of you remember the movie Mahogany? Remember that movie? Remember that scene where she was all thinking she was this and blah, blah, blah. And then she went and poured that drink on him. And he reached up and snatched that glass out of her hand and says, success doesn't mean anything if you don't have somebody special to share it with. Remember that? Yeah, good old days. Those movies back in that time were good. Billy D. Williams and Diana Ross, when they did that movie together, that was such a good movie. And then she went off and did Billie Holiday. That was a good one. That was sad. It was a good movie, but it was sad. But this one is where I was hearing this song and then I was hearing another song. And it was like, not physically hearing it, I was hearing the words. And I said, that is so fitting for what this moon cycle is about with our new moon that came in yesterday. How it's amping us up to really take action, to step forward, to not be afraid to do something. And now you have to do it. Now you have to give yourself permission to do it. So we're going to look at this. And I want you to listen to these words, okay, from the theme of Mahogany. Do you know? Okay. So they said, read this, and then I have to read another one. Okay. So, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? This is a question you should be asking yourself. Do you get what you were hoping for? When you look behind you, there are no open doors. What are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time, chasing the fantasies that filled our minds. You knew how I loved you, but my spirit was free, laughing at the questions that you once asked of me. Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Now, looking back at all we planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we see? How sad the answers to those questions can be. Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you were hoping for? When you look behind you, there are no open doors. What are you hoping for? Do you know? So this song and the way that it's written is all about, do you know where you're going? Do you like what life is showing you right now? Do you know where you're going? Because when you look behind you, there are no open doors. Those doors are closed. So now it's moving forward. Do you know? So then the second song was this one. Okay, you'll know who this is. Let's see how many of you will know who this is. Okay. See if you can guess what this song is. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Who knows what this is? And who is the artist that sung it? Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. What's the name of the song? Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. Thank you, Donna. Got it. And everyone, you got the artist right. Whitney Houston and The Greatest Love of All. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I have lived as I believed. No matter what they take from me, they cannot take away my dignity. Isn't that true for right now? Isn't that true? Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me, being connected. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe in the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. How we used to be happy and joyful and not worrying about so much of all the chaotic stuff that comes into our field sometimes. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail or if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. That means living your true, authentic life. No matter what they take from me, they cannot take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you have been dreaming of, what have you been thinking of? What have you been really wanting to do? Leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love. So sometimes you are being led on a path to go somewhere. But sometimes what happens, you might change your mind and say, no, I'm not going to go because I got this, or this person's dependent on me, or, I got my job, or no. But this song is actually, both songs are asking you to do two things. They're asking you to be true to yourself, and they're asking you, are you really happy? What are you waiting for? Because some of us are still, we're waiting. And we're forgetting we are the key and we're the magic to allowing ourselves to make something happen and come into place for us. Simply by just acknowledging and speaking through your divine heka of your words and putting it out there, then just letting the universe figure out all the details. You don't have to figure it out. Let the universe figure it out. Let it show up for you. This is what this energy with this new moon is creating. It's creating this space for you to just put it out there, have the divine conversation, and let the universe bring it to you. Don't tell the universe how you want it to be delivered to you. Let them figure it out. And then be committed to what you asked for, because there's nothing worse for them. You put this out, oh, I would love to just have this car that has the chimes on it, and I want the car to have this and have this color, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden they're jumping on it. Okay, she's made up her mind. Let's get this car. Let's get this. Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden you turn around and say, you know what? I think I would like to have it in this color. Maybe not that exact model. And then all of a sudden the universe goes like this. Ah! Everybody stop. She's changing the original blueprint of what she just put out there. Hold on. So now they got to wait for you to reorganize it and then put it out there again. Okay, now universe takes that first one off the list. Now they're jumping into the second one. Now they're manifesting and bringing it in. They're going to materialize it for you. And then you do it again. You change it because you're not clear about what you're asking for. You got to be clear now. Your clarity right now should be pristine. It should be right there. You should be on it. If not, don't fret. This is still a growing part of the self, where you actually will recognize when you do that. When you catch yourself saying, oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I wanted. Let me re-clarify that. So if you're changing something, say, you know what, universe, delete that. I wasn't being clear. Now, what happens when you take ownership and you say, delete that, I wasn't being clear. Now the universe is going to say, oh, okay, let's back it up. Let's wait. They're going to wait for the next vibration frequency of words spoken to come in, and now you're saying it. So now they're going to say, okay, she just said this now. Okay, let's go. You have to be committed to what you are asking for, because the commitment to what you're asking for is what allows it to come to you faster. If you are kind of dawdling around, changing your mind back and forth, you're still unclear. You're still unclear. It's just like with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is teaching us how to be precise and ask right. It's just like talking to the heavens. Hi, lovely. It's just like doing that. You got to be precise, and if you don't type it in right and you don't say it right, it's not going to give you what you're looking for. Do you know? So it's really going to kind of be off. It's not, you're going to be like, I didn't say it right. Let me go back. Let me write the right prompting. Okay, I'm going to prompt it to do this, 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 this. Okay, I said this, this, this. Oh, now it's doing exactly. Okay, boom. It's the same like when I go and create a thumbnail. If I don't say it, the colors just the way I want it, it'll print out a different thing. And I'm like, well, could I have this color in there and this color in there? Okay, it'll put it in there. Well, can I have it a little bit darker in this color and this color? Okay, fine. It'll fix it. So one time I made it mad. I kept going in, changing it, and it's like, I'm sorry, I cannot. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, I upset the ChatGPT. The AI can't keep up with me. Okay. So it's really teaching you how to be precise in it. Now, I want you to take this in. We got a lot going on. You're feeling a lot right now. And one of the things for a fact I know that's working is the bowl of water and salt underneath the bed. And then sprinkling that sea salt around the bed. You don't have to get super crazy with it. We don't have to bring it out like a Skeleton Key moment, okay? That movie was off the chain. So you just want to just sprinkle with intention around your bed. And it does break up the disturbing energy, the dirty EMF energy, the artificial energy that comes through wreaking havoc. Okay, it breaks it up. So those of us in the private group have been doing it, and we have been noticing a difference. So my hint to all of you that come on and you are the Be So Light tribe here, please start implementing that into your home, especially around your beds, because at nighttime, that's when they come in. Now, this is how good it works, because I had something come in on the side over here, and I'm sleeping, and it was so funny. I heard this sound like a deep breath sound, like they were upset, like they couldn't get into my space. And I remember when I heard it, and I'm laying there and I'm just like zoning, and I hear it, and I'm like, this is how when you're in your priestess way and your magical way, this is how you are. No permission being here. Please leave my space. This is sacred space. Get out of here. I command it so. Universal law. And I just kept on going back to sleep. And then I felt this. And I said, you have no permission to touch me. Exit, leave my space. Now I command it so. Pop. It exited, left. I just kept on sleeping. They don't like it when you just ignore the shit out of them. I don't do that. It's kind of like in the movie Nope. Okay? Nope. What happened? Every time when that UFO came over him, he had his head down, he wouldn't look up, and it got upset with him because he wasn't paying it no mind. He just pretended like it wasn't there. So then it flew off. It went back. But everybody that looked up and looked at it, it went straight for him. It took him. Okay? So then finally at the end, he does the one thing. He looks at it and he says, okay, fine. Come on now. And then it finally came and morphed and did its thing because he looked at it, because he gave it attention. And sometimes with things that are going to be really shifting through timelines, remember the timelines come through like these lines, okay? They have memory on them. And some of these things, when they come through, especially these portals, when the portals are activated, you see these shadows coming through. And you see it out of your peripheral vision. And you be thinking you're dehydrated or you're losing your mind. You just saw something walk through that was really tall, and it walked on through, and you go, what the hell was that? Or you see some kind of like weird looking animal thing run across the floor, and you're like, what the hell was that? That wasn't a cat. What was that? Because it's on different dimensions that you're seeing. Now, don't forget, as you are going through your process and becoming more crystalline in your process, you are part of all these different dimensions that you're seeing things of. Okay? The same way when you go in dream world and you dream and you go to different dimensions. Same aspect. Except one is you're consciously awake and the other one you're just in between the worlds in sleep. Okay? So a lot of that's going to increase. It's going to increase. So just be prepared energetically. Do you know? So let's jump into today's Ken. So one of the things I noticed a few days ago, I went into Dream World, and I went to two places I was taken to because I asked to journey to newer places to get information or to see timelines and ley lines and what's happening. And I was taken to the floating city. And I said, oh, wow, this really does it. Oh, wow, this really does exist. Okay. And I got to see that. Then I was taken to the City of Lights, which was a place I'd been to before, but I was brought through a different level of it. And I was like, wow, this has really amplified. They say, yes, we're a part of the ley lines. And then they went on to tell me the ley lines are like, I'm trying to figure, it's like the keyboard. It's kind of like our computer keyboard, except it's on Mother Earth. And the ley lines has all of these communication imprinted. Thank you. Hologram. Thank you. I was getting stuck. Thank you. Hologram information in the ley lines. Okay. Some have been, thank you. Some have been fractured in some of the evolutional things that has happened on the earth. Some have been fractured and we're unable to get or tap into those energy information lines. So thank you. Everything plays its part, especially when it's crystals that are aligned with those ley lines. This is why the crystals are so important, especially for crystal holders, grid light workers who all move into these spaces. They are able to activate and help repair some of the fractured ley lines just by simply being there. It helps to repair it, so that part of those ley lines can be activated, because everything leads from just of the divine self ley lines into the imprinted stargates, and portals that are of a positive activation. But we have a lot of the guardians on point at stargates that would prevent negative entries. This is occurring right now. Okay, thank you. Whew. Glad they gave me that info because I was like, how the hell am I going to say this? So just know that this is how important the ley lines are. So today we step into, thank you for that info. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so today we step into our portal of yellow crystal seed I dedicate in order to target universalizing awareness. I seal the input of the flowering with the crystal tonal cooperation. I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So the color is yellow. The planet is Jupiter. The chakra is the root. Earth family is gateway. And the message here is, on Earth, the lost planet Alphites are stored in the archives, depths of minds as legends and myths. Such of the Greek legends of the Icarus, who flies too close to the sun and melts his artificial wings. So I guess not flies, who flies too close to the sun and melts his artificial wings. I have to look up who Icarus is. Well, hold on a second. Let's jump into it. Because this is fifth dimensional sphere, super conscious, and this is hyper electronic, active telepathic, and dimensional thermic force field. So the hyper electrons, I should say. Let me look that up. Icarus. I never heard of that. Icarus. Icarus. What the heck is that? Icarus. Meaning. Somebody was looking for it. Okay. Oh! It's a Greek. Okay. Greek mythology refers to the son of Daedalus, hopefully I said that, who was known for attempting to fly too close to the sun with wings made of wax and feathers, resulting in his tragic demise. The story of Icarus is often used as a cautionary tale, symbolizing the dangers of hubris, over-ambition, and disregarding limits. Okay, interesting. So it's a Greek mythology, the flight and the fall. Not to fly too high near the sun, as the heat would melt the wax. So when he got his wings, they were made out of wax, and he was doing his flying, and he went too close, and that's what happened. So when Icarus fell into the sea and drowned, that's how it came to an end. So that's interesting. Why would they put that there? What's trying to fly close to the sun? That's a symbol. That's a meaning of something. What's trying to fly close to the sun? Who or what? It's trying to fly close to the sun. Well, that's something I'm going to have to put into ChatGPT and find out about that. We do have a rune, and it actually is the is a rune, which is the one straight line, which means to stand still. So in this portal, to be in that stillness is to gather up the information of what you're looking to project outwards. How are you going to communicate right now in this open portal of what you are creating? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you would like to be? Do you know where you want to really be? Are you happy with what life is showing you? Are you happy? Because this is not a time to just be settling. No settling. Are you happy? Because if you're not happy, this is where the change comes in. This is where the shift comes in. And I think the most magical thing about all of us, and this is where you have to really trust yourself and step into it, is not being afraid to say, I'm not happy. It's better to step forward and claim it versus to keep going along with it. Does that make sense? Because when you keep going along with it, you're showing a sign to the universe that you're okay with it. That you don't want to compromise yourself. So you're just gonna stay with it. You're just gonna stay in it. So there's little tests that you're going to be given, and you might not think these are tests, but they are, because it shows where your frequency and your vibration is. So for instance, here's the test. I went to a store, I think it was called Spencer's, and I was looking for septum piercings. And I was like, I wonder if they got them here. Wow, they had a whole bunch to choose from, better than Hot Topic. And I was like, oh, okay. So let me look and see what they have. So I'm looking, and I get a set, but because the lighting wasn't as great in there, I really didn't notice that one was just a circle ring with the little lock on it. And I was like, when I got home and I looked at it, I was like, yeah, it's purple, but I don't ever use this circle one. That's boring to me. I'm only into the horseshoe shape. I said, I'm not interested in it. So I had it for 48 hours. And then I finally went back the following day and I said, I don't really want this one. I want something different. I'm looking for this. I saw online you had this. Do you have this? Okay, you don't have that. What else do you have here? And then boom, they showed me something else, which was a titanium one. I love that. Stainless steel and titaniums are my favorite. And it had the burnt fire look on it. And I was like, ooh, that's nice. So it had the purple, it had the pinks, it had the beautiful green tones and blues on it. That fire burn look. And I said, oh, I like that. So I went ahead and paid the difference. I got that and I was happy with that. And I said, this is where we have to make those changes now. It's the same when you go to a restaurant, you sit down, you order something, and it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. So some people would just go ahead and sit and have it versus saying, oh, no, this is not what I want. Can I please reorder something? This is not what I wanted. Okay? Then get a different order instead of just settling for it. Because every time when you settle, it just keeps it right there. So then what are you really materializing from? A settling energy. So if the universe just brings you something that's similar to what you asked for, are you going to take it? Or are you going to just say, that's not exactly what I want? There's too many things tied into it. Say like you were looking for a house, okay? And this is where a lot of us are as light workers, because we are in a place where you're waiting for that right alignment where your new home is going to be, okay? When the contract is up and where you are, then that next place of alignment is going to be ready for you to move to. So say like you put out there, you want to have this home, it's just right, a little tiny home or a cottage home that's just 2 bedrooms, maybe a bedroom in a little small office, whatever it is. You want to have a simple place to live, but yet it still has everything that you want. The gas stove, it has the nice bathtub, it has a place where you can put, a steam room or a sauna room to do some deep sauna work, kind of like pretend like you're out in Switzerland if you want to do that to yourself. And then you just kind of start putting it all together. And then when you find it, you get presented. Someone says, "Oh, but here I got this home, blah blah blah. Come and take a look." Okay, you look at it. Okay, instead of 2 bedrooms, it has 4 bedrooms. Instead of having a little steam room off to the side, it has a jacuzzi, and then it has pigs and horses attached to it. Is that what you asked for? Because if you go and move onto that land thinking that, okay, you got a house, but it's something else was linked into it, but you got to take care of the pigs and the horses that comes along with it. Is that what you asked for? So here's that test. If you didn't ask for that and it shows up with that, are you going to take that? Or are you going to say, nope, that's not what I asked for? Because that's the test, to see if you are going to validate yourself and know that you are worthy for just what you asked for. You don't want the pigs and the horses tied into it. Now, unless you're willing to take on a challenge, that is free will. They'll support you in that for your free will. But if that's not what you really want to be tied to, don't take that. And you say, oh, wow, this would have been perfect, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, now the universe is saying, oh, pass the test. They stopped settling. Now, we would have tried that 10 years ago, she would have just went ahead and took that. Because the energy of 10 years ago or 20 years ago was desperation or survival mode. Okay? So now you've knocked that off. So now the universe is going to come back with exactly what you asked for. And then something better with it. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, it has wood floors. I love it. Oh, the big bathtub. Love it. Oh, I got a space out there to do my steaming. You just built it? Awesome. Love it. Oh my. And what's this? It has a lake that comes with it? Or a river that comes with it? Oh my goodness. And what? And a place for a garden? You got tomatoes and basil and herbs and things growing on it. Oh, wow. What? And a couple of cats? Oh, half the rent? Really? Oh, you just replaced all the piping? And the water is good? What? I'll take it. You see the difference? That was the additional something added to it. That was, you didn't say anything about a river or, being further down the road from you, but it's walkable. That's the difference. So these little tests are going to be coming up as you are speaking forward what it is that you are putting Here. Now, the results of this, you want to be able to see this and feel this come into place rapidly. So because it's a planting, I like to see things play out by August. September the latest, because that's a 9 energy. Done. And if it comes faster than that, thank you. Accelerate that. Quantum jump my ass where I need to be. Perfect. Okay? So it's the same when you are asking for things to get to your next level of your work, or you need that guidance on how to put something together. ChatGPT is great, but remember, we're the ones feeding it. We're the ones designing it, giving it the info, so it knows how to respond to it. It doesn't know us from Adam. It doesn't know us. It's being taught how to respond to a human being, how to have a conversation with a human being. Now, the only darkness is if the AI is connected to something of darkness in itself. Because remember, we are programming it. That doesn't mean that everybody else that's asking questions are thinking in a good way. And they're putting that in there. Okay? Does that make sense? So when we are, Pearly! Where have you been? I just looked down just all of a sudden. Where you been? I hope you and your wife are okay. You guys, I hope you both are okay. Where you been? I hope you're doing well. Ah, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Some of you don't realize, I know who you are. I don't know you personally. Some of you I do. But when I see your name come up, I'm like, oh, hey, that's a Be So Light member. Where have you been? Where you been? And I'm still waiting to see where is the other member from the UK. She had a lot going on, and I know she was going through a lot, but she's been real quiet. I haven't seen her in a while. So, I always check in and send prayers out to everybody when I do my nighttime thing, and I just make sure, everybody's okay. We're all just in this lifetime for a moment. We're in this show for just a moment. Okay? And in that moment is where we have to be in a place of what we came here to do and honor that. And yeah, you're going to get a lot of stuff. You're going to get tested. You're going to get those beings that try to pull you down and don't want you to have it. Don't want you to these soulless beings and NPCs are on a high ramp right now. Okay, the soulless beings, remember, this is how you'll tell what a soulless being person is. And it can be anyone that's in your circle. How they play with your energy and talk you out of stuff. A soulless being person does not hold themselves accountable for any pain that they put you through. They apologize a lot, but they never learn the lesson, and they repeat the same patterns over and over. They mimic other people and things. They have no identity of their own. That's a soulless being or an NPC. Okay? So don't freak out if you might be married to one and not know it. There was a guy on, I won't say his name, he's a YouTuber, he gives out information a lot, but he finally shared just last night that he got a divorce. He left his wife because he was trying to figure it out. Now, all of you should know this. When you are a light worker and you're doing your path and you're moving ahead and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay? You're here to do your mission. If you get married to someone who is not of good light within themselves, And you're wondering why every time you're feeling drained. He talked about it. He said, I could never figure out why I always felt drained around her. I always felt drained out. And what broke them up, believe it or not, is where she gave him an ultimatum if he needed to get that. And she got it, but he was like on the fence about doing it. And he says, no, I'm not. And she said, well, and he says, you know what? We're done. This is where this is coming in now. And those beings were specifically put on your timeline to keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then you'll meet the other divine union soul partner that's supposed to be with you. And when you meet that partner is going to be with you, not against you. You both lift each other up. You both walk together. You fly together. Your heart is intertwined together. There is no ultimatum. Okay? There is no life force draining from this person. So if you are experiencing this and you're going through this, this is where you kind of have to look at this. Are they repeating the same pattern over and over? Are they always saying, I'm sorry? It's like being in a relationship with an abusive person. They have no conscience for what they're doing. Because if they did, they would stop doing it. They wouldn't keep repeating the same pattern. That's how you'll know. Now, this might just upset some of you, and that's not my intention, but I've seen it too many times, not only with myself, I've seen it with others, other light workers out trying to do your work. And they are destructive beings. And what it is, the scenario in the game is to delay you from doing what you're doing. Because if all of us came on and did what we were supposed to be doing and did our soul assignments of what we were sent here to do and was successfully able to do it without any interference, this place would be lit up. We wouldn't be going through what we're going through right now. We wouldn't be experiencing all this craziness right now. But because they like to play with us, they literally sit back and say, okay, let's make sure when when he or she turns 30, we're going to bring the love of their life in. But the love of their life is going to take them down a path that makes them forget about what their mission is. We can get that all destroyed within a year. So they won't even know who they are. They won't even follow through. And then we'll make sure they are disconnected from the Creator. So they can't use their chromosome 8 to be connected to Source. They'll forget. Because they'll be too intertwined with all the drama of what's happening to them. But somewhere inside of you, you're going to think you have to stay in it to make it work. No, you don't. You need to recognize it because that's part of the game. And say, oh, you're either with me or you're not. Where are you? You here with me? Because if you're down here, I'm not there. I'm up here. Are you up here? I'm just checking in. So, just saying. Just saying. All right, so this energy is going to be intense this week. So just pay attention and really stay true to the self. And like I said, if you are experiencing some weirdness at night when it comes to sleeping, please try that. Get yourself a bowl or a jar. Put some water in it and put some sea salt in there. Okay, I would put about that much sea salt. Put the water in. Slide it underneath your bed. Try to get it as close to the center of the bed as you can. You don't have to be perfect, but just slide it underneath that. and then do the light sprinkle and say your prayers or set your words of intentions of the salt around your bed. Okay, sprinkle. Don't get crazy with it. Just tiny little sprinkles. Okay, and just watch and see what happens. Okay, your bedding, when it comes to a lot of the stuff that's going on, try to do your beautiful cotton linens, the white, the blues, because it helps to cut a lot of energy interfering with you energetically when you're sleeping. Okay, blues helps to counteract, and white helps to counteract. Okay, don't sleep under things like black. That absorbs. That's not going to be good for you. That's going to absorb. Red is going to fry you. It's going to be too much energy. Be careful with that color. It's a good color. Like if your body is sick and you got to get those red blood cells going, boost of red gets you going, but you can't stay under that because it also amplifies the anger. If you go to bed angry, you got that red on you. Okay? These colors are so important to understand how colors work because this is how the universe works. So if you've ever been curious about that and you really want to understand that, I really invite you to understand how colors work. The universe only responds to us in colors, shapes, vibrations, frequencies, numbers. That's how it talks. It's not going to talk like this, like how we talk to each other. It's not going to do that. It might come through like, like the radio or on a sign telling you something, or through a friend. It'll come through them. They'll be used as the vessel to deliver a message. Okay. I had something really interesting happen, and it just goes to show how much plasmic light energy is around us. I've never felt it so around. You can feel it in the air. And I was doing something on my bed. I was getting my bed all made and da-da-da-da, and I couldn't find my cell phone. And I'm like, where's my cell phone? Could not find it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, where's my cell phone? I'm looking, I'm searching. Then I'm on the other side of the bed, and all of a sudden I hear this bag fall over on the other side of the bed. I'm like, what the hell was that? So I walk over and I look, and one of my pin bags are on the floor. And I'm like, what? And I moved the pin bag, and there was my phone. And I said, oh, that's right. I took everything off, and there it is. And I said, why did that just fall over by itself? Plasmic light is intelligence. This is another reason why I tell you, however you're saying it, really be clear on what you're saying. Because this plasmic energy that's around us is intelligence. And some of you are probably feeling like your body, you feel a little tired, but then you're noticing you had a problem with something, but that problem's not there anymore. You notice it's changed. Or you might be feeling more of an acceleration of heat coming through your body. Heating up. You just went from here to the restroom and now you're on fire. It's like, what the heck? Let me stand in front of the sun. Stand in front of the fan because I'm heating up. Okay? Yeah. Becoming crystalline. You're going to heat up. Shine bright like a diamond. That's what it's all about. All right, lovelies. Let's jump into a quick, energetic, meaningful read that'll coincide with this new moon, because this new moon is all about taking steps to change something, to step up and to change something. Okay? So let's take a look-see. Let's do subtle body, and let's see what comes up for our bodies. Oops, that just fell right out. And I'm working on my other cards right now. I won't be done with them until probably later on today. I have about another, probably about another 36 cards to finish putting the meanings on, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it too. And some of you are going to like that. You're going to be like, oh, wow. I like that idea. Okay, we're going to look at the crystals. So all of you that are those grid workers, you're probably seeing a lot of symbols and different things. Pay attention. Pay attention to when you hear reports about certain volcanoes. Okay, pay attention. And let's do the dream energy so that I can set up for this portal. This is a good, intense portal. This one loves to show up for us. I don't know why, but it does. Angels on my left, angels on my right. I am protected by love. I am guided by light. I love that. So just remember what I said about that sun. And I know that they are definitely messing around with it because of the fact that a couple of weeks ago when I was driving, and I noticed when I came around the corner, we were sitting at the signal light, and all of a sudden it went from bright to all of a sudden dim, like someone turned the light off. And I'm like, there's no clouds out. Why is it looking like this? And then it lasted like for a few minutes, and then it shifted. I'm like, what the heck is that? Spirit said, oh, they're just messing with the sun, trying to do something. Okay. Fourth auric field, intimacy and healing. So this is subtle body. Yes, hot. Hot, hot, hot. That heat is no joke right now. Like I said, here in the United States, the summer is going to be a summer to remember. It is not going to be like last summer or summer before that. This is a summer where we're going to see things that we never saw before. Some of us will get through it. Some of us will not. Because it's going to be that intense. Not kidding. And I'm already seeing it. Here we go. Light bringers. The candle quartz. Light bringers. There you go. Light bringers. Okay. And the card that likes to keep coming up, it says star beings written in a star. There's the great mystery unfolding at this time. All of the synchronicities and the signs are that you are experiencing are not coincidental. They are spirit-led experiences to let you know that you are on the right path. Trust in this. Where you are is where you need to be. Stay committed to your vision because star beings are guiding your dreams into reality. The activation words for this is thank you, star beings, for guiding my vision into reality. You are that star being. You are the one that has to stay committed. You're the one that's bringing that. And it's this one. This is more like that blue beam. So this is more like your Blu-ray, the Blu-rays. A lot of people are going to be very upset when they really start hearing everything about what, speaking of mirrors, I've been talking about mirrors the whole time, right? Number 58 of the Shaman's Dream cards, Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublation. Look at that. Look how it's shattering. Look what it's doing. It's shattering the mirror. Oh, I guess somebody's mirror up there is going to get shattered. And then today's cards of Astro Star Codes is going to be deliberated discomfort. Where are we sitting in our discomfort? And then Juno, partnership. This is interesting because in a few days we'll be in June. What's the partnership going to be like? We're going to be in that 6 energy because we're in this 5 energy where there's change. So now where is that energy going to be taking us? Okay. All right, lovelies. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So be good to yourself. Take time for yourself and have that conversation with the divine. You know, really step into that space right now. I don't think you should be, don't be worrying about a lot of stuff that you see, because you got to remember this. There's a reason why they're giving us, yet once again, this technology, which is about 10 years old. Keep that in mind. Why they are ahead doing more advanced technology that we still don't know about. But we're getting this. Okay? Remember to always ask, is that a real person or is that an artificial being in front of me? Am I really watching something taking place on TV or is this AI doing it? We have to ask that now because we have to start holding these negative beings accountable for all of the stuff they have been doing. And the way we hold them accountable is to peel back the layers of their illusions and letting them know we don't consent to it. That's how we take our power back. That's how we truly start to liberate ourselves, is when we say, I don't approve of your energy interfering with my free will. I am a divine sovereign being of creator, source, connected. I don't approve of that. And I reject and I rebuke all of your stuff. You're artificial. I don't play that. Okay? The more we keep putting that signature energy in the atmosphere, the more it becomes, I hate to say it, detrimental to them because they're getting hit with it. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't consent to that. Oh, that's an old one. We saw that. When was that? Last year? We saw that before. And now you're trying to redecorate it and send it out again? Boring. We're going to have to be like that and hold them accountable. And when you say you don't consent, you don't consent. And now that's an entirely different thing because now you're bringing in universal law. That's the law that counts. Not this man-made up law down here where everyone bends it and they can go all around it and only some people have to be enduring it. Yeah, right. Miss me with that. All right, lovelies. Be true to you. Be so light. Do you know where you're going? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? Because you are the greatest love of all. Let that sit with you. I love you all. Be good to yourself. And I think, depending if I get the cards done today, I'll be on tomorrow. If not, I'll be on the next day. Okay? All right. Much love to all of you. Enjoy this portal. Be good to yourself. It's activated. Bye.